70. Our Channel 11 Carnegie Science Center forecast, mostly cloudy, showers ending overnight, the low 44. And then tomorrow, well, we'll just call it a mixture of clouds and sun, breezy and rather mild. Southwest winds about 10 to 20, a high of 62. And then if your neighborhood happens to be Indiana, variable clouds, no rain, milder, the high 60 for Election Day. And in Scenery Hill in Washington County, partly sunny and a high of 61. Tomorrow night's low is 48. There'll be rain getting back in here Wednesday, a high of 60 and a low of 42. Partly sunny Thursday and Friday. Look at this. Colder weather's back again. 47 for a high Thursday, 46 Friday. Rain for Saturday at this point with a high of 46. Lows in the 30s there. Wind advisory means just kind of watch out for the trash cans that could get blown down the street because winds over 40 miles.
Cannon man is boiling mad at the town officials.
He is not happy about his street, and our consumer reporter Mike Boguslawski cuts through the red tape.
That's what people in Bob Michael's area are saying about his victory over the town officials concerning the repaving of his street. Bob lives on Duluth Street in Castle Shannon. He says the last time his street was repaved was 42 years ago.
They raised my taxes back in April to fix all these streets. When the time come to fix the streets, they did every one but mine here on this end of town. So I asked them why. They would not fix my street. They told me because I was the only house on the street.
Bob did everything a smart consumer should do without any help. I wrote the town officials of Castle Shannon. They came out to Bob's street and repaved it. They told me they had every intention of repaving Bob's street, but they had other streets to do first. Know what made Bob mad? All the streets around his home were paved, but not his. It was 42 years ago they paved his street. I was happy to jump into this case and give him a helping hand. In Castle Shannon for Channel 11 News, I'm Mike Boguslawski, and I'm in your corner.
Well, as we told you live, first at 5, there's been a break in the case involving shots fired at a local police officer.
And we will continue our live team coverage with a look at proposed changes that could affect the city's force.
But first, a look at how some of our local stocks did today.
How do I make new improved KFC Extra Tasty Crispy? So
from KFC.
When I told the people of Lake Edna that I was selling 10 pieces of chicken for $5.99, they said I was a genius.
10 pieces of new improved extra tasty crispy, just $5.99. A great deal in Lake Edna or in your neck of the woods.
Hot. Cool.
Solar plumbing products at the following showrooms.
After voting on Tuesday, stop by JCPenney, where red, white, and blue balloons will mark the savings, 25, 30, even 40% off, only Tuesday. Stores open at 9 a.m.
We're not here by chance. We're here by choice. Because the people who work here, the people who live here, these are our people. That's why we're involved in more than their health. We're involved in their lives. Mercy is more than our name. It's our mission.
It was unreal.
Author Salman Rushdie still a wanted man. An Iranian religious foundation is reportedly increasing the bounty on Rushdie. 3 years ago, you might remember, the Ayatollah Khomeini put a $2 million bounty on the author's head for allegedly blaspheming Islam in his book, The Satanic Verses. No word on how much the reward is increasing.
Well, the British tabloids are calling it the Togetherness Tour. Prince Charles and wife Diana are visiting South Korea for the next 4 days. They will meet with dignitaries and advocate British trade. The royal couple has been plagued with rumors that their 11-year-old marriage is on the rocks. One British newspaper reports that the two will be sleeping in the same room for the first time in years.
Well, these stories are ahead on Channel 11 News at 6.
This video shows you some new developments in the case of shots being fired at public safety figures. We'll have the story.
In the line of duty, on the line of fire. How does your police force protect you and your family when they're forced to protect themselves?
An innocent life gone, and now a local mother and father are in trouble. We'll tell you what happened.
Some new plans for this old glass factory may make it one of a kind in the world. I'm Dave Clark in Jeannette. That story's coming up.
All those stories, plus the Steelers' offense gets a big boost. Sam Nover will tell you what it is.
And Dennis Bowman lets us know how the Election Day forecast looks and if this damp weather is going to be out of the area. Channel 11 News at 6 is up next.
There are 98,673 of them in Tom Ridge's congressional district. Every single one of them is his top priority. Yet not one will be voting for him this year. There are children. And even though they can't vote, Tom Ridge is out fighting for them every day.
I know how special Western Pennsylvania is for raising children. That's why instead of moving to Washington, Michelle and I raise our family here. And I want to make sure this area stays special. That's why I'll continue to fight for good jobs, because I have no higher priority than making sure the future is bright for all our children.
Helping those who can't always help themselves is just another reason people say Tom Ridge is a different kind of congressman. Cares enough to listen, tough enough to get the job done. Tom Ridge.
What's clear? Crystal clear Amoco Ultimate.
Special in the air.
This closed-captioned newscast has been a presentation of...
Suspected in the shooting of a Pittsburgh firefighter. Good evening, I'm David Johnson.
And I'm Margaret Shortridge. Peggy Finnegan is on maternity leave. Police arrested the 15-year-old and charged him with firing shots at 33-year-old Thomas Santoriello. Now, police say that the boy fired at least 6 rounds towards him, but he was not hurt. The bullets did hit his car, though. It happened last night outside Station 15 in the Lincoln-Larimer section of Pittsburgh. There's no word if the teen is part of what police call local gangs making up the so-called hit lists for initiations. But there is concern public safety figures may be the targets.
Well, with the night before that, someone fired shots at a Pittsburgh police officer. None of the bullets hit Officer Dennis Washington, but at least one hit the light bar on his patrol car. Police say it happened in Larimer section of the city of Pittsburgh, in an area known for gang activity. And also came as rumors circulated a police officer, firefighter, bus driver, and jitney driver are on a list for gang members' initiation to shoot them. Well, with teen gunmen targeting officers, we want to know if the police force is strong enough to combat this latest threat.
Continuing the team coverage we began first at 5, Vince Gerasoli is now looking for answers. He's live in East Liberty. Vince.
David and Margaret, we could look at this as a story about numbers, and according to numbers given to us by the Pittsburgh Police Department, you could say that police officers outnumber potential gang members in the city of Pittsburgh by at least 2 to 1. But when you talk to the residents who live in the neighborhoods where the gang problems are developing, they say those numbers aren't good enough.
Larimer Avenue hasn't been the best place to catch the bus for some time, but Fanny Kate's fears are barely a year old.
When did you start being afraid?
Well, after all this started coming out about the drive-by shootings.
Last year, Lavinia Dennis didn't worry about selling cosmetics door to door.
I can't even get out here and sell my Avon. I can't, like, when I come to make change for somebody, I have to take their money and go to the store in order to give them the right change.
There are new fears born from the new mix of teens, guns, and gangs.
At one time, you go get in a fist fight. Now, he'll shoot you for nothing.
There is a growing need, say folks in this neighborhood, for more police. Concerns echoed on Grant Street by City Council President Jack Wagner.
This administration better get their act together with police hiring.
There are currently 1,095 officers patrolling Pittsburgh streets. The city is authorized to hire 1,175 and promises to have at least 50 more on the beat by January. Critics charge the city's switch to a new non-quota-based hiring system is dangerously slow. But the city defends the switch, saying it's speeding up the process by hiring veteran officers.
We had great concerns that the processing in the past was biased, that processing, if left alone, would not give us an opportunity to reflect our community.
It's a lag time, say some, allowing gangs to form in those communities.
Because we refer to them as copycat gangs.
Police Chief Earl Buford says of the 12,000 high school teens in Pittsburgh, at most 5% or 600 are involved in gang activity.
Because we refer to them as copycat gangs doesn't make them any less dangerous. But we know that they aren't affiliated or they don't have direct lines into L.A.
Which gives Buford hope his gang task force can break them up locally. He's also increasing patrols in problem neighborhoods where families say it's needed.
The only thing I really want out life for me and my kids and my husband survive.
Chief Buford goes on to say that more police on the beat would definitely help win the war against the gangs in the city of Pittsburgh. However, there is another thing we can all do. He says communities, citizens, residents, politicians need to come together, strengthen up family values, a word we've heard so often this election year, together, and that is one of the only ways we will be able to combat this, by starting at home with the families. Reporting live from the East End, I'm Vince Girasoli.
Okay, thanks very much, Vince Girasoli, for reporting live from that police station in East Liberty.
In other news, a Hill District couple will stand trial for the death of their baby.
02.
Well, it has been difficult, or else we wouldn't be doing this at the present time.
Well, the new owners say that as soon as everything's sold, the doors are going to close up for good.
Well, the new business news coming out of Jeannette was not all bad today. In fact, as Dave Clark tells us now, city officials have...
6 kids